Assalamu alaikum badingol mbal tentulam bal jayela albe dunia dawoda bal bismillah la na programo to ngamin to la nimfo ninke la ka programo minke bari kutungo komen ka fo nyamin don nyimmu mo be la dulale tin safo banta balon mimu marseti mi alon ko momo estano je sela diamo fo je sela idea la mira ro fana so fana keno je no nyinka ke fenneti mi ya lon kon kam fon kere kere doron ka ke ka community ta puruna ka folu ndendengoli to purun se oku ta nga kacha bi fana nata muru wodulale to dun ka ke damin to wala mu gunjurun kolla television o mi ya lon ka be fonyo kono ika fa gunjur online tv alna la badi malo mi ya lon ka program na fali na fenen ali jang mimu Ebrima Scattred Janneh bidum nga kukuma bale soto bawo alhamdulillah ye mol soto dunia mol mi ya lonko ke fango sasi fente je fo na manke mo mako yo damati iseta ye kuolta ya bondi mol ka mol mako ke la balu nyata ka falling wala ka soni andiye mi ya lon ka be koleari and wo mari le katari fansun doku wala le ise la balu bondi daming bare kan ndoni fananke hani bi ka fen soto je pour ka mol mako e doro nying platform o dum atebe wole jang amu community platform wole di wala mum bela platform wala momo sinano jang ibe min na pour se nyota se nyo noma se nyota nga nyo misali fanan pour kukendo lan se wota ni ko ku jamal kacha bi alhamdulillah nyin mo mi ya lon ko aselo nyin na mole nyin na wala mu moti mi ya lon ko aya pango kere kere anene ka kupe dam fo ke Gambia to samba dunia mi ya lon ko afutata kara dolla ateka ke gol ki polti Gambia ka fo mi ye Jaisouma Ceesay mba bismillah la na programme to atelo moti mi ya lon ko binna be programme so to kam brother Jais bismillah dialogue with the youth so gunjur online contenta baba kelen ko to ma pour que soto jang anin pour dron ka nyaito ke celebrate la doku kendo lamba fole bisimla ise na ye mol fanan be konton mol mi yalon ko be lamoy kan sayin anin mindi binan lamoy la nyato anin nimelo forever brother Jais Ceesay bisimla brother.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum Mr. Janneh. Nying lungo meta but a long time ago bari ala yalon ko mi mam siron ibuka salino be ila audience will be control and the technical team or meaning lungo facilitate anin jiber lal be ka foyo ko assalamu alaikum ntalo mi Jaisouma mati ko amen nyantam fa introduce la nyan bari te introduce la already so program was a commercial side alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah, brother Jason. Wokumaya tabakir barimbina murun kaila bao. You need to give a detail. Fwe fango fo kisi rola nyinka ni mum alhamdulillah bi futada dami nyabo lamu bao ye fenle ke banko ye fenle ke la balu kono bi be minke kam banko fanang amanki ku kutate akumasi taw lunja male wato min nafang iman wo expose soto ka finti so isulata ilota banko isa fo na moli ete lo ite mu jamale ti bondita mun tole to janni futa jang ye min ken so folota to build up the program.
Yeah, Ebrima wo content mi alon ko program from mole wo I mean it's something that I will really love. Jaisouma abota Serekunda le Tipakunda Ndata Serekunda Primary School when football career commenced Serekunda Primary School. From there, Ndata Latekunda Secondary School, that's where everything started. Amikapo timo miyeko ndanan animwelas. Timbalo miyalonko Serekunda during 1988, I think the first time nawetano kono 1988, 89, 490, I mean, Mobukalo Nyato. So we won all the trophies there, and we had a team that called Danan. So we were third division, from third division to second division, then from second division to the first division. Then after that first division that year, there was a brother called Abdullah Bob. That time Timol Minusuluta no Siata, Walom Wali Danti, Hawks, and Masose. So I advise women in Akonyoko, you are a very good goalkeeper. Ni tata Banjul, ila career, Tumandoa, Nyanta Futala Dama, Futala J. So Ebrima Bojang, who was the coach of Saraba, Anata and India, I am convinced Akonyoko, if you work hard, I promise you, you will be one of the best goalkeeper in the Gambia. So Mela Kumo Soso, Ntata Saraba, first year Saraba, Inatang invite to the Scorpion, which was 1992. Then Ntata Senegal, Zone 2, then from 1992 up to 1994, Jambimbe Gambia Kulala. Every selection, Ibukan to come. Then Birinata Angalter Janga, Kumase, Bedokuala, Bitam Binakang, but it was always a dream, to do this charitable work. Ngamira nga Kumase ke container Samba Gambia, this was 2007. So within 2007, Nimbe container Samba, Ke Bagasol Bulaje, wheelchairs, Zima frames, Nintatam Fonke will distribute personally. Then 2015, that's where everything started with one of my friends called Brian K. So we decided to go to Gambia through School of Dobije Kafaiko, Willingara Basic Secondary. This was 2015. So Ningal communicated before me that their problem was they don't have clean water and ila school man fence or soto. So ila a garden of an fence through they can grow their own food. So nga kodo raise Janim Brian nga tankol deda nga block container kono birin tada je. That was one of the best trip na deployment. So we went with some lads from Yorkshire. It was like a holiday trip. So birin tata nga sangsang deda school nga garden of sangsang ila geo biman sotoje nga capacity turned into 10,000 liters. Miyalonko school of base geo soto no ila garden of fananta ya ibe minute fila je ise muna fangala. So that's where everything started. Then Molben long can doma, So I can stop there, then we left a kudo for now, then we can elaborate from there.
Badingol coming a mimfale drong B program kumbalo mubao mol mi ya lonko ye fango sasi dobije nyimu alandaro da male ti drong ise moje drong ay person soto drong ayat kungo tilim fenna mi ya lonko kamol ma koy coming a mim for drong bao brother Jaisouma Ceesay travel guy is a well known name mimu Gambia da goalkeeper ti Sierra Leone Gambia tata fenko min nan tenga to moy wala follow to as a goalkeeper and Gambia South but bida nata jam coming a mim for tollo mo follow ti min nyim compete be mo follow l'economy ni nyim container business ol kumasi ka fengolita ke sama nundo ka fengo bondi janka samba Gambia ka kolea baba kele bar waila be wola coming ka mim for ron ka fenjamata mi ya lon ko lanjur tollo mo modol lo mo ase makoy asita dronga sa dila barabe wala kono coming a fanya mi fani monata nan monata ben mi ya lon ka nyin project ko ta ka kumasi 2015 so nyimu ku kende baleti bi alhamdulillah nyini lo mo sifal timbe nyanta min nga yake la ngi celebrate bawo kanyini min ke drong kela do ko fango bula wati be borre kata Gambia te joso to la je wonte kucha handi be ngalon ne na do ko be nyami ya do ku be do ku to fango ne wo chika wote alawla no pour ka woke so mol min be nyini nyama e ka mol ma ko ya kumaya ta baba kele brother Jace Brian wo mu one charity leti bari nata a lonko foi ka do ko ke charity jamalle min ya lonko ke samba Gambia yo nyin charity fanan ini ka benya di le foi ke di tolle ke to moy doro ye contact ya foi ko kanye foi ya lonne ko min ka container sambo min ke wala ne kana ke na fena inin charity jelle ka diamo lenin charity jelle nyo so to yimin ta minini ta da Gambia pour que ma ko roke molla e bismillah
Ibrahima womu ko wobe dialanye battle ke wo jabi because there was one guy ikapo mi ko Ayas Malik na waya house to mberen kanje ate munna landlord oldi so ate fanan contributed a lot because what nimbe project nka informed so lege ate fanan he chipping so lunkiling there is a charity in Leeds ikapo mi ko the Akira team so boys all lonko they are together so they wanted to start something but they don't know what to do. So this guy, Ningal introduced. But Ningal introduced, I went there to have a meeting with them. So Yenyininka, okay, he told their first big project was one masjid Yeminlo in Scotland, in one island. So apart from that, it didn't experience about this charitable work and they wanted to start something in Africa. So ngai tandila ko Africa kulbije mi alon kun sulatala baka wolom GOT kolonki senawati, you know, daral mini bije legi they have difficulty to have food, feeding. So Ning, one of our CEO, Iktisambra said, so we went to Gambia for fact-finding mission. So Ntata Dulalto, Birin Tata Dulalto, Ning Tata villages will to Kajibe Kotola, Lafinda Kual Mementi. Because Nibe Mo Mako la Foi Sita Ina Kachaya for Consulata Ninela, rather than Ite La Bagasul Chikadora Yasamba. No, Birin Tata J, most of the people, even Kumboka Wolon GOT, and in Domoro. So Birin Nata, Ninti Moni Mitinoke, Birin a Mitinoke. So appeal okay like momo mi alon ko ilapta donation okay la pour water well boholo. So ngamira lungo binanga radio program okay mashallah lungo we have about 13 or 14 people mini alon ko they wanted to donate. So birim bota je fanang nga container kumandi jam bilal mos. Biringa container kumandi bilal mos. So people were donating rice, oil, you name it, more media along Kodal, more the Sulala Gambia. Our first 3 days, it was very difficult. For 3 days. So Mbije, so Namol, they start getting panic. Because na container min kumandi, container mani bodo sabawale sota for 3 days. So Angamela the other day, Nyanta Tala Doko, until get around container to like from 12 o'clock up till 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock, take a rasuta Doko. Then somebody will come there and just relieve me. So Mbije drong one brother, brother Abi Abubakar. So Abubakar being a Lansar Saloke, Abubakar Funtitanam. So nice video about 30-second video. Kaitandila ko, you know, there is a container going to Gambia. If everybody want to donate, maybe it was like a car park. Olungo manta do I have to cancel my shift. You know? That day, I made a 40-foot container within 24 hours container fata. So we have to order another container, 20-foot container. Bring 20-foot okay, all fund the borol. Mira dal moldi sulala dal Gambia dal ngake o container full konole. So container nintata Gambia. So jambim container be futala container futata ngamira dunga minna. Ntol bodunga lan tol fanam futata. There was no delay. So container fundita usuto abentol batukam. Brintol lanta that night, the following day, my bagas will be discharged to my shop. Then we went to different places in the Gambia, that Madras Alto, ke bagas will take Jindije, you know, Tada Daralto. I'm sorry, before me futala Gambia phone, I have a connection in the Gambia, me alonko Nimol Diamata Bohol Signal. I think by then 2018 Bohol Daman Diakabe Nyami. Remember Bohol, it cost us about 2,500 pounds. Or what pound or falling, you know, near GB Apitala for about 130,000. Well, Bohol to mini alonko electric Bohol. So mini alonko solar long, I mean, no, dole total for 150,000. So the biggest Bohol Ngaminke Wolom CRRT. What was about 500,000. It's about 7 panel Femco lights. That was $500,000. You know, so building a work nga doko dul fananke RVH because RVH ntada jiata nike doko ke bake ila masjido ning abes condition of men kono was unbelievable. Papa ila garden or A&E nitata A&E nimol but not ila mol jibe pro see okay kolema bake. So by then Dr. Samata was the director of health. So namo kende ba birayo appeal ni ninna mol diamuda. So ngamira we spent about 7,000 to 8,000 to renovate that masjid there. Ila salidula fanang ika saldi muto ke damin nga jeke to the modern film ko nga jebe tile. So they were having about up to 6 staffs me alonko cool se facilitate no easily. Then fenko in A&E fana nga jeta nga tile is about 20 by 30 meters. So nga jebe tile nga sirang kendol kije nimol nate sino je ye fonyonde. Then wo boholon kemin foye ngamira ni tata latir kunda jaman ila juma to nga bohol kilin kije. So ni tata ila fure kudula fana nga boholo fana kije. So ni nata na dipa kunda fana balgo nyadi charity begins at home. Na jamen dingo min bije fana nga boholo kije. Boholo mi alonko alhamdulillah for the past 4 or 5 years, you know, a boholo ke community bele saf amantra ake jamen da male saf. Ni tata jana fana ikabo am MI jalola konyo be dami ka faye ko park football field be dami. So there is a madrasa there, madrasa nyim am fenko le bijenu, korget bunga le bijenu. So there is a family here, me je donate. Ngamira a project one it costs us between 15 to 17,000 pounds. So nga modern madrasa kije milia lonko within that area, Serekunda area is one of the best madrasa there because I mean they have all necessity thing milia lonko fanol bije dindungo se karano condition of milia lonko alhamdulillah. You know, so Ibajala waiting list order is about 300 people waiting list because the capacity as a mintan was on 200. You know, so Ibajala the last time Tata Jengamera ye half is all minute produced this was 2 years ago, about between 20 to 25. You know, so Ibajala je fanang na boholo ki je miyalon ko konyo be ike wale use. So ni tata na Serekunda school ni tata dami fanang jio fanang problem ultinunje because ila kamol ike barigol le tanunje puru kamol ike jio floss. So birin akira team tata je nga boholo fanang facilitate je bajala ko ila kamol san. They have clean water there. Me along kamol as a kamol use no kamol sa use no and dindungol fanan they can use those waters as well. So mam danje fananita da welingara mafon there is a madrasa there me along ko birin tata je na fosia it was very very bad condition. So akira team le jeta ya refurbish ye sirangol ta ya kije san mashallah is region 2. You know, Wadara, you know, alhamdulillah, we are partner with them. So every time we do a lot of stuff there. So we do a lot of food package there as well because I mean every 3 months, Sunkarokono, Hanim Manta charity ke kudu kila miyalonko we distribute rice to communities. So Ibajalako especially during COVID time, we managed to distribute about 5,000 bags of rice within Serekunda up to the provincial area, which was very, very handy to the communities because by then there was lockdown, business on Mantama. So Dipakunda, I think we distributed about 500 bags of rice. You know, we can distribute nyaming nke molle nyini minialonko itol ka jibele community mol minialonko isulata nyi makorora. Ye tol safe ye ticket ol dealer nim bagasul futatanan ye ta ye kumandi ye la bagasul ta because tata CRR fana musatil to miyalonko United Nations biri yela sobeke ya jibele ko Gambia atelom the poorest area in the Gambia because 2018 le nimmo daira ka fumiye ko Mr. Cham. You know, biri ningo kafo definitely I do ku jamale facilitate because nitebe tubabudu you have to call run the Gambia. If you don't have a good team, most of the time you get to kuyala soro. You know? So mandanje fanang ni tata jana tanje fanang boholo kije fanang. Ni tata birikama jida fanang ila o jame ngoto nga boholo fanang kije. Ni tata lamin fanang
brother Jaisouma Janneh bitala nyato yemini be fo walmo kukende balleti andum Gambian o be nyanta inspire nyinnale bawo bi geo basic necessity that me ango mobukatano akoma and na manketen na baluwo kono as a human being but so muslim mo fango ila ku jamaati tamala no ni baluta no fango and wo geo nyanta kala jikendo let so pour ñin jiol mu mebe ka bohol damma e bohol o min damma kontija wo mun sa ko banjun ning brikama damma iyo sere kundani brikama wo area damma wo mu bohol jama baleti how many people like benefit la wolo not only the jamol but the whole community mu mebe wo mu kulete mi ya lonko amu kulete mi kumayata ba kele brother ye ñini be fo bari ngalon ne ko not only akere damma no ye in charity jama fa ne ka wori samba Gambia bo comme na lafta community ñinna mino man la assessment o tije comme ñini nita ñinna la foy tolle kanali kan ka foy ko nita ñinna la nali approach bang fodum atolle ka jibe do ali jibe ko ñim fendete mi ya lon ko in terms of wal kadulal identify no nyaadi le kon kat nyanta tala janneto nyanta nyim project ko sambala janneto na tata of course alni wal ka kachale sa fo ni ta jiro bari alka decide nyaadi le ko nyanta tala nyindula dolto with the charity team min soto
yeah Ibrahima wo cool to me ka kumata bakale when you do charity first thing you can identify risk areas. People they really need help. So you assess it because if, for example, itata gunju, wolko isolata jiola. You understand? So itata maybe CRR, wolko isolata jiola. So it Blood Gambia na point of how to call it, na point of connection. I have people everywhere. Natara nyomilo ngamo soto jele, natara CRR lo ngamo soto jele. Na tara gunjur nga mo soto jele na tara birkama lo nga mo soto jele na tara basawol ma fa nga mo soto jele so mo video kanale wati hani kunun video nata so niyo video nati dulado bije niyo video tay fama ya je fama ka lon ko definitely these people they need help so ke cool assess wonya la man ke ko ron ka pole ko ngata jana toron ba kala jele no because jambimbe ko kala feasibility study la sake nim feasibility study keta nga jibe okay tumando ba legi boholo nyin ibe boholo kala dami natri ba kala beda balto ala risk ol benyadi because sign multi pipe su fenkol sunyale ila that fenko nyin so sign legi ngamin identify legi okay sign Ibrima ya is secure so mbe boholo kala Ibrima lo swole kono then boholo do fundim belo kono so ibaja la ko be security sotonale because bagaso taka di mola is very easy, but to maintain it, what again difficult. So every day need charity to the wrong. You always learn because charity do be me along. You katana drum, ye bungolo blood, but it will touch belo bungolo ningalo, abe maintain la nyami. So this is why most charity, it can fail. This is charity jamaje ni kudi jamaita o sateto, but it impact o jelaje. Umukuleti mi alonko, every day niten in charity or charity you learn every day. Because nin charity jamal leke doko but charity bila doko nya fatatan. So there are people's mini alonko, for example, in last charity in Minuta Gambia 3 weeks ago, it all they have like 20 years experience. So ibaja lako it all people will come with a lot of money for you after a project working sati do. But if they are not established in that place, they will not do that project. They will give you back your money because they cannot maintain it. So they want their name to be on top. So what are nature for our colleague in charity bijang the problem also to be investigate can we see for long. And they are very experienced people me along I learn from them nanin tribu, because they can identify simple thing me along ita along na from because we went to CRR. For example, we went to CRR. Okay, there is one organization, I think is a United Arab Emirates. So this United Arab Emirates, it all doku jaman like Gambia, but it all doku abuka follow up also. So last December, we went to a village called CRR, but there was no borehole there. So but we didn't start 2 weeks ago, boholo kije, but it was dated before, it was dated November, but until we were there December. So for curiosity, one of our guy, Akoyoko, how comes until I was here that month, and that was my birthday month, and this well was not here? And how come it's not working? So bring in okay, that borehole, it was meant to be Basse, and Basse it only deepness for the ground is almost 60 meters. So many doko, okay, just to get rid of this place, they took those, borehole to another place with the same, notice board, you know. So Walla Banko is 23 meters. Instead, almost 40 meters. So you know, so discover. But these people, for the first time in the Gambia, they discover those kind of stuff. So what are building neat at the Gambia? So we were there just for a fact-finding mission. So we went to see government officials, went to State House, we went to the RVH, we have meeting with the director there. So we went to villages to identify what is their problem, you know. Then from there, you know, data lojol to mini along because when you bring deployment, you know, you have to have at least good sanitation, mini along more in your town user in the provinces. So Dula Jamal visit, you know, killing identify at least if you sleep there for a day, it's not bad. Because most of the time, nin travel kata bolonkono. So we come the same day. So ibajala ko na doku Jamal bije mbuka pareno, because you have to consider that silo ni man safe. So ni travel taje soto, you know, is accident Jamal take over water. So ibajala ko dinga na program about 2 o'clock zone, abanta man zone, we have to head to Serakunda. So but nini mol bina kan purke bolonkono jibe batabe nyami. Fo ise laje ini mol ta ya jibe wol fananke ila balunya be nyami ni lafte ila balunya falina. You know? So a few places identify many along definitely we can tap those areas. And those people they were so excited because they went all over the world. And for the first time they went to Africa, they went to Malawi, but Malawi is not possible for them to work there because Gambia is 50 times ahead of Malawi because logistic wise, you know, they are not ready for prime time, and secondly, the country is not safe. And when you want to do deployment, 15, 16 hours, so you buy a lot of volunteers, or they don't want to take all those risks. So Gambia is just 6 hours, and the country is safe. They can walk there, you know. So at the moment we are having conversation with the medical council, because January they wanted to take like cancer doctors, surgeons, dentists for them to operate there. So it's like a big convoy that me along Gambia you know. So right now,
just woke my heart about the junior BTM Fangodoma. Greetings to my 2 wonderful brothers. Jace has touched many lives in the Gambia in a positive way. So proud of him for the work he is doing. Keep it up, bro. Brother Jace, danim binani so general because one combo fangojen kalale inama ke bohol ning fiankol, because Gambia health challenge warm quality la health sector. So combination in kala wala bare ni se briefly se nyimfono ni suwa kama fanana mbe min discuss kanga nin charity min ke sofa kera team aning Mr. Brian just briefly, then you know at least model me along ko imanta man ni kaka mo ka is along min be caring about coming up from bele den ta Gambia mo be tal do some of the people communities for tata dami walmo exclusively mo le de media ko suwa kama mo andi dingol bi jay ba dingol bi son sa jibe no Gambia ñinin kala wala le later on Gambia nol as a team bawo ñini be ka ñimi be fo luntangol ni minimum Gambia lom fang wala ka ñim fengol contribute while Gambia nol financier ata janne and so be je mon men ka ñim contribute man wo fen so to katambin ton la josi ka sacrifice like you know pour ka jibe ron to give away so that Allah say yo here and the next world. So brother James is a briefly is a program or explain more learning surwa kan wala then at least more base understand what is happening today. Abaraka baka. Mini be program o jibe kam. As a program o you share as a fifta molla. You know, because nyanta nyineke la nyoy. Wati o wati kana kanyo celebrate. Molbe kukendo min na for that you know mo jama se kala walla nse nyoma ko you know because you be brother Jess kanyim project call as a nyine sambano na ay be dan de la kunda o dipa kunda wherever he came from, but he is going all the way katab bankola and where kola ya bige you know as a most time mo na fa me wollonga ni man dem fe o fenna but badi ngol mi ya loko ibe nafa soto kan you know jaralo to jio to mano to mina wol be to later on kenyin ka wala ba on tol fon la gunjuri futata jele mano distribute je you know and kuja ma finance na no le mi ya lo ka se wote. Yes brother Jess se to man dim fon suru kan wala den se na murung se kudol nyin ka yemen already yemen touch. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, maa ngi nuyu ku ci nekk sa tur ak sa santa. Waaw xam naa ne soose bi laa gën a comfortable waaye dinaa seet naka laa ko raba-rabay daal. Waaw comme nu ko brother Ibi waxee rek lii liggéey la boo xam ne liggéey bu noble la. Ñun ñëpp a ko mën a def am na ñoo xam ne am nañ xaalis bi bugga nañ koo def mënuñ koo def. Yàlla moo la si day xiir te yàlla su la xiiree si façon liggéey yi sant yàlla bu rëy la because di nga si am àdduna am si alaxira. Waaw liggéey bi kuma tàmbale nañ ko 2015 ak suma benn xarit bu ñu ooyee Prime K mu am school boo xam ne mu nga weli ngara nga xam ne dañ soxloon dimbal gaay reach out si ñun fala mbir bi yëpp tàmbalee. Waaw ñu defar leen saket boo xam ne seen school bi amutoon saket ñu saket school bi bu ñu saketee school bi ñu isi ndox boo xam ne ñu isi am tank boo xam ne Angleterre lañ ko liggéeyee ñun suñu boppa bu ñu demee foofu 1 week si lañ defar affaire yi yëpp defar concrete yi bloc yi yëpp defar ko ñun ñëpp ak volunteers yi su loolu weesoo ñu commencé ak team boo xam ne ñu ngi ko ooy Akira team ñoom commencé nañ 2017-18 dem nañ Banjul def nañ fa liggéey yu takku sampa nañ fa ay water well ay lu ñu ooyee borehole defar nañ juma bu nekk ci lopitaan bi Banjul ak seen garden bi fu gaay dee toog am na school boo xam ne sampa dañ ko mu ngi nekk boori weli ngara ak borehole yoo xam ne macha allah Brikama Lamin Dembe Tanje fàtte woon naa wax Ibrahima am na liggéey bu takku buñ def fale nakal tuddaati Berending def nañ fa borehole tamit ak Madina Sidia Bakala
Berending na ñoomi nda Berending bu nekk boori Gunjur
non ñoomi
ora ñoomi wani
waaw ñoomi sampa nañ fa borehole ba pare soo demee Kër Cerno foofu kër la kër boo xam ne suma yaay mooma introduce ak ñii ñëpp moom it nit la nit boo xam ne nit yi la doon liggéeyal te nit ki am na kër yoo xam ne soo fa jógee danga fa daf dee nekk royeekaay nga gis sa kilifa yi ñu nekk si tànka boo xam ne yow nga màgga nekk si tànka yooyu so yu bari am na dëkk yu bari yu nga xam ne dem naa fa suma yaay mooma introduce ak ñooñu alhamdulillah nu ma introduce ak ñooñu réccuwuñ ko because Kër Cerno sampa nañ fa foog naa one of the best orphanage there is about 20,000 pounds orphanage boo xam ne alhamdulillah buñ fa demee benn néeg bu ndaw la woon so 2018 fa lañ commencé one of our biggest job in Kër Cerno ak sampa nañ fa borehole tamit soo demee Madina Sidia dëkk la dëkk boo xam ne depuis buñ nekkee xaleel dañ jaxasoo ak suñ waa kër di nga caba saa yu ñoo def gaamo rek suñ waa kër yi ñoo daan def délégation di fa dem ba tey ñoom saa yu ñoo def gaamo rek man it am na seen yoo xam ne depuis for the past 5-7 years saa yu ñoo def gaamo rek man maa leen dee jox nag organiser leen transport boo xam ne suñ waa dëkk Dipakunda ñu bugg a dem yëpp dañ faa dem because suma ñoom yaay ak suma ñoom maa ñoo ko commencé ñooñu nekkuñ fi tey man maa jël lenge bi di continuer liggéey bu baax boobu Ibi.
Yeah, brother Ben, thank you so much. Time to time, just head of the model, mini lonko sura kama moi at least imagine kando moi mimo manika kauti ka understand at least basic understanding. brother Jace in maintenance work mayata baba bakele bawo dobije ni nyim project all di molla ye ko di nin kunata nan project ko ka stop le andu dobije sate akakole baba ke yin sate dol pour ye wo project volta nyim maintenance dung atol le kake continuously fodung alka fengol hand over sate wo sate fana ya jibe se contribution min keno at least ka maintenance ke pour ka some of the developments ke keep going wala for a monitoring system bijene mi yalon ko ideal ka hand over to their VDC the fato la molle katara ka monitor so that this project will need to continue because do bijene wonte na tinyata mobe aje ko nyimman ken tolta karu wala nata feje even do abeta fala because project jamal le bijene mi ko mi ya ko nyami lota biri la duration e problem also to do a lota momentary maintenance kan sate mi musate ti ma responsibility te ka samba wala ka keep no ka tare ma ko ita atol ka maintenance ko Kenya di la nim project ko fal ka han over sate le bulu to their VDCs pour ya jibe o sate la local council elders because sate jama different associations so brother James go ahead.
Yeah, what important about it? Gambia, our problem is now the community who don't be from me alone community they can do it, but it's not our tradition to come together and dig in our pockets and do something else. We always say it wabul binara banarul binara ibakela. So me alone we need to work on that because ibajala ko charity more kata. These are normal people like you and me, So they sacrifice their 20 pound or 30 pound and put it into a good cause. Together we can do it, but ma hatibake, So ibajala ko ala nata makoi yalong doku drum hadamadi dolbije yela doku no bakele because nim came ke deal wala Ebrima ala nata makoi bring ayim boholol basing ngamela bohol killing for full drum wala nata problem o soto. So for the past 5-6 years, boholo dolbije hani bibe dokola ajio manja, alhamdulillah, wo mu kulati mi alon ko definitely ana service o betata. But if fanang yemin fanang for puru bagaso nim fonka hand over VDC layer, wonka hand over to layer, bari nata jibe ko sate dolbije fanang, nata jibe ko wolni boholo dila. And nafate wara because la dolbije nga boholo dol dila, bari nin tilo mambondi. Ibajala ko jio buka soto. So nata minke nata jele substitute with normal kolongol mini alonko ike concrete gol le jundije. So wo kolongol katale for 10 years ibuka problem soto. So niajibe ngamera lately for the past 3-4 months ngamera nga kolongol mini syndrome atara for between 15 for 20. Because legi kajele one of my friends will call me sorry. One of my friends will call me lafta kolongola sinna. Can you identify a place? There is a place me alonko they are already on the list. So like nitata yuna I got somebody there me alonko ateke kolon simo kijele. So nyomi fananga mo so de mempa alonko ake kolongo sinjele. So CRR fanang mo so me alonko ake kolongo sinjele. So ibajala ko legi nga kontago min so da ka fonyelo ko nyin sate GTJ maybe they go to like 4-5 kilometers kata jininola. So sate dol ko nyoko okay jang is about 1 kilometer. So nka prioritize the mini along ko ikata 5 kilometers. Nka wolle follow prioritize mi along ko GTJ, So just how we work. So imagine right now there are about 3 or 4 places me along ko they are on my list. So min nata drum we will identify a place.
Yeah, brother Ben abar yaka nyinkum mayata bakele bawo yenyim fo nyamin dobije ni boda gunjuru wal sere kundawal ma fangola koleya min be Gambia la santo to ite bika wolong so comme wole ka travel le all this long kata jio da manyini wo fang soto ka kole bulu wo mu kulete mi ya long ka nyanta mobe muflal and yemi min for don Gambia no amanke ko nyini min ka kodo contribute ka multi-millionaire lomiti no molle min ka demanding kafum mani boto kele mani fenke killing pour ka woke so at least Gambia no le ka kata but coming ning se kukeno as a community nga project will identify se minni ke wolfanambe kumayal brother Jes but kumayata baba bake bawo dobi je mo jama ka focus jame ngolle kam baba bake ka jame ngollo ka madrasa dollo bari at the end of the day fanang molla livelihood like na koli loye ka educational sponsor and skills or wo yalan ko wose moke is a independent pro alpha of la baluota because it depend no more can continuously so for charity dol sotole many yalan ko ka wolke ka musolla local garden or maybe ka wol fence wala ka musolta ke nin skills ning fendol la bawo muso hannde tan futu ti nyata dimbal ka tare tolle bulo ko noy tolle ka bata tolle ka wuli kata ndobje kol ka kole bulu babakel ni wala independent don family be ka independent no le se fenko ke family jama kel man kende wala wa musol ni dindi wala taraje so wo project sifal fal ka wol fanankele janninga na to the health one or to ya
yes ibi yalong charity wo charity itol sartole bele ge tamanyami. So charity dol bije, they don't want to take responsibility. All they want to do is go to a country, they give food parcel and distribute to the people and come back home. There are other charities many years ago. These people are working like as a long-term project. How to build people, how to develop people. Like Ning Charity Minutateng, World Care Foundation. It all ke man daming gena to wolong ke school so low, ba ke orphanage so low, or ke skill center low, or musol la gadino ko ya fo nyami. You know? So Ibajalako actually December, this World Care Foundation, how everything started. Birin Turkey ila earthquake soto. Biri earthquake soto, our charity Akira team. So we raised some clothes, you know, some food items. Me alonko, we wanted to donate to that charity. So because yalonko vano bembulu, so bidding a bagasol organized. So then you can go for time bembule bang bagasol samba juice bri. So bidding a bagasol samba juice bri ntada je that day nga mall minutaraje EB it is over 100 people. Their warehouse rent, but people were bringing anything, mattresses, food, you name it. So birin tada je nga bagasol distribute je, birin nga bagasol distribute je, birin nga cool je. Ala la ko this place I can make a contact here. So unko gali ko if they need hand, I'm available. You know, well I went there on a Wednesday. So during Tadaje on a Wednesday, so in Tadaje Thursday they were doing like 2 or 3 containers. You know, so when I came there on Thursday, I was supposed to go to work, but I canceled my shift because I know that's how you do networking. So during Tadaje nata container loader. So they have their team, they are strict. So all volunteers, they don't allow them in the container. So I know I've been doing container. So I'm going in the Konyoko. No, you have to stand here. Konyoko, fine. So the way they are loading their container, it was like there was no coordination. Then I went inside the container, organized the container. They didn't even lose any space. So when we loaded that container, so we finished about 8 o'clock. So Mpareta Puruke say, Konyoko, no, you cannot go home. You have to go to the restaurant and have a meal together. So through that meal, one of my friends, me Alongo, is a very good friend of mine. Is my guy. So video call. So we were having a conversation. This guy is a good man. That's where everything started. So the next day, Ikonyoko, no, you have to come because if you didn't come, you container you will have problems. So ntadaje na gal makoy. So bring a gal makoy ipareta. Ko alala quadron. So they're supposed to do another container for Palestine. So bagasol min tutaje. So iman na okay. So brilliant command Ikonyoko, look, we cannot do a container. So all these materials, come and take it. Or mattress all mini bijenu itata for over 100 brand new mattresses, single mattresses, domorol, you name it. So Nkoyoko sign, Mbeminkela, I cannot take everything at the same time. But ala banata alia printing, I will take it slowly. If I take it slowly, then in Gambia, I will distribute it and send you those videos. You know? So bring our video time, Tadanga Bagas will be distributed, no video here. They couldn't believe it. You know? So one guy there, I try after Jame Walola, Pura Abamaye. Ikafo Dami ko Sinchu Kayal. You know? Ntadanga Mira Jame, it cost us about 15,000 and in solar and in Capital Bay. You know, nga kolongo financing. So December nak apareta purukata Gambia purunga wodo ko minke ayajibe. So he came with one of his friends from the World Care Foundation. So within Tata they love Gambia. So within now tapono, so they raised about 10,000-15,000 pounds. So Tata nga food distribute. We went to CRR nga furu lo sate because sunkaro bina sila 32 communities nin sunkaro site bukan buro soto. So nga furo loye, so nga forinyo dila about 2 months forinyo miya lonko they can sustain themselves and they can create 2 people that will have a permanent job. Then ye kodo kodi kafundi, they will tell us this is what they have. Then we will tell them to use it in the village for other stuff. You know? So World Care Foundation need a connection on that one.
Brother Ben, this is Brother Jaisouma Ceesay is inspiring. Bao ila sacrifice, you know, aning, you know, funk, sacrifice a hela data kulu Gambia la mol mi ya lonko be on the ground. You know, wo benefit kita wali ale directly puri se fango nafa andung mol mi yenyin se because nyim furol ni nyim fengole kanyin mim fo mo jama ma wollo. You know, so Nying is really, really, really inspiring. I hope, you know, Alman Alaye, so Jat Kende Ala, ye continue kanyin do kuolki and pura kono se fanu la bao ni mol min be kanyin na fa soto, you know, really, ini ma ime long, ibe fa na fa la ibe la dimbayal na fa la. Olmo kule timi ya lonko will live with you. What legacy kan alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. So sometimes, you know, handing fente momi ye pure sacrifice as a kulu mi ya lonko is beyond you. So Nying World Care Foundation al helbi and it all a project called long term project already health wise, you know, education wise, skill wise, musolla garden or puru kamole empower. So okumaya tababa kile brother James nyin silang you know ka phone be race no nyadi le jang puru Gambian ol finance long, you know, possible le nata together what and what is happening because ninga munyin charity je we thought ko nyino mo sula fan kamalle te mi ya lon ko kodo te banne bulo kono walle la kodo e malon fama ba kala nyaadi le la molle kodo jamaatu e bulu so e dafta wol ninke so all the time we keep saying nyino mo tibabu fan kamalle te min kana bo do bije these are ordinary people min ya lon ko they are like me and you so nyino e ka fundraise nyaadi la pour ka nyi support mo me peke in the Gambia.
Yeah, Ibi, what is very important, you have 3 kinds of charity. 2 type of charity, or I can explain like 2 types of charity. There are other charities, many along. Some people they are very good fundraisers. Like some other organizations, they are just family members. Many along, okay, they will say, okay, we're going to Gambia. So they are like big family. They will say, okay, this family they will raise 10 grand. The other family they will raise 5 grand. You know, then they put it together and go to a particular place and do a work. So sign, okay, there is another charity, Miya Lonko, Mawol Fama Fojang. Wol is like friends. Wol, during the Ramadan, contact Allah started Gunju. So Wol, they are rich people. You know, within themselves, I think we raised almost about 50 to 60,000 pounds during the Ramadan. So we went to Gambia. We distributed lots of rice, oil, sugar to different communities. I think Gunjur, Imam, Inake program also, that's our point of connection there in Gunjur. I think we took about 100 bags of rice, Mentengo and in Jabul. You know, I could remember that you would distribute to the 100 needy people in your area. Likewise in Sukuta, likewise in Dipakunda, likewise in all the orphanages or Arabic madrasa we have within the Serekunda area, which went up to about 20 places, Miyalonko. we drop about 100 to 150 bags of rice, oil, and everything, you know, because just lately in Gambia, there is an imam called Imam Ka. Akonyoko yemano min dinna na madrasa to birun sunkaro akonyoko just last week akonyoko bota sabal tutaje. So nibe diro ke la buka ke diro ti miya lonko tilikilim fula sabadu moron. You know, it's like it can take you like 1 month or 2 months for this madrasa. Because nyin dara karanna ni mano nin tulo bondi ila ikumoto, ye dunu bale bondi ikumoto. So these are the difficulties that madrasa to face. So you go like into other madrasa, tiloke sile miya lonko domoro ita sotola. You know? So they will just live on hopes, mobinaje or left out so they will, you know. So World Care Foundation it all ila charity ika fund nyami ila funding ila platform is very big because you have very rich people there. Many alonko they always do networking. They always trying to make it better, to bring many people together. So for example, Gambia sign. So they didn't want to take a lot of people. Maybe they will take between 15 to 20 people, volunteers. So those volunteers, in a package or to go to Gambia, their food, hotel, ticket, and transportation in the Gambia will cost them £700. So imagine like these volunteers, if they go to Gambia, like 15 people or 30 people, so we identify a project, maybe like a skill center or a hospital. So these people will come back to UK, they will raise funds for this charity. Like for example, if 30 people go to Gambia, so each person will raise like 5 or 10 grand. So if you multiply 10,000 by 30, how many £1,000 is that? That's a lot of money. So Ibajaloko, they have in Lebanon, they have about 18 orphanages. So these orphanages, each orphanages, they have like 120 kids there. So in Lebanon, you are as a foreigner, you are not allowed to buy property there. All you can do is to rent a property. So Ibajaloko, each of these orphanage to run it for the whole year is about £30,000. So Ibajaloko legi in their volunteers or their donors, you will have a family, they will say, okay, we'll take care of these orphanages. So every year they will just give 25,000 to the charity for that orphanages. So most charities, that's how they do their fundraising. You know, Ibuka see, you know, so every day they come with new stuff like zakat, you know, mommy alonko ilafta zakat or bondila, dolmi alonko, you know, ilafta sada bondila, you know, dolmi alonko, they have a lot of money. They dreaming to build a center in Africa. Those people will say, okay, we have like this kind of amount of money to do this project. Because Gambia, one guy wanted to build an orphanage in Morocco. He gave them £100,000, but they returned that money to the guy because they said they have no contact there and they cannot build something that they cannot control it. You know, so these people, they are big organization, and the spontaneous for you because in CRR for the past 6 months we've been engaged with agriculture agri department because musul mini bije mini ke mano sene ya jelo ko ila mani seno ke samada mal. So when we went there, it all ila mani fit at about 7 kilometers. So the only land they can use is about 500 meters because the other one is not accessible. And secondly, they can only farm their rice there, Samawato. So in Tolonga Minke, we engage the soil department to do a survey for us to see how best we can continue farming there for the whole year. So sign the tembo minto ngamera report will do na sign soil department wala nyantanalaji ka jibe erosion of fire damage like bato aning GC. So sani inyanta wo survey le kela ni wo survey ke so ngamera inyanta sambala Senegal Gambia ma facility solo because according to na Contago I will for you. So new one nata. So there is two options. I mean, Fenku ila GC watakela no. The other option ajanta kela irrigation system only. So that irrigation system. So ibaje like there are certain area miya lonko muto buka kanje. So ibaje like musol ikela mano tale ya fiber kono. Then they have to go about 100 or 150 meters purukatela manual transplant je. You know, so ibaje like ila fenku how to call it. How do they call it? I forgot about it because I mean, canal soil. Okay, they have because in a canal soil, most of those canals they are closed now. So through that survey, because I mean, we will see whether we have to make these local canals so that I mean things can happen. So adoko manki dokundin, you know. Remember for the past 7 months, I mean, ningal be dokone bakam. So tumando ba maybe jambim bita Gambia kote, maybe what reports also parent, or reports all parendi. Then they will hand over it to the World Care Foundation. Then they see what is the next stage we are going through that.
Yeah, Brother Ben, I think Brother Jay's World Care Foundation told a project called very, very wide and long term. So that's when the new world seat and no Gambia, they will be better alabakele. Brother Jess, silang because I'll definitely be kelano, I'll name Mansama Bulo Dunyo, about Dulai Alfalde Soto J Minitamu Bankoti, wala Kordati, wala Satit. So I think government can collaborate no nyadile purukanyin facilitate ali and all those. For are they aware of Albany Minla, you know, how easy or difficult they make everything for you. Alnim Masakunda ka lanyo nyadila na come support this from the government.
Yeah, well for nyalo ni lafte ila doko I tanyado. For ni Masakunda se nyomoy. You know, because I mean, like for example, ni lafta doctoral natila. Itu buka siro ye doctoral nati. Sita ini kacha ya fo ko munala alla sarsoldi yela sarsoldi la, then you work on those guidelines. Like for example, if you are volunteers, it will be mean like if formal le dealer or formal go le field and there is a fee to pay like $100. So neo do they will do their checks through the British organization here in the medical fenko board on kajitandiko for these people are working on the normal regulation because according to Dr. Peter Yemin for they were having troubles through Dr. Tolmini and they don't meet the standard, you know. So what important about it when you come to like this agricultural film code because our team there, I remember Sierra. So wale agriculture, agriculture contact done then na contact straight away direct to Fangonata for village because it was something me and Sakunda. They want people to chip in those areas, you know. So where cool facility in the ma and the mole. But if I need of the charity for yen you don't have to leave everything to those people. Because near most of the time you be failed. Well nimbita, you know, natara nyanta Sakunda, nyanta fendi to la video to give them directly. Natara me along nyanta futandila molea. Mfongal ka futandi jele minu fana yela kudo bondi ya jako we are on the ground giving their stuff directly to the people who need them. So imagine ko woke credibility le dunji ite nila donors whole tema, you know, because social media sign I cool revolutionize it because nite la mano din na sign baye den ko din na sign ntata village yoto nga di jindo wala ya dum ite oje ake contandile rather than ye donation or the charity la ye letter kiyenang and text message sky for you. Thank you very much, you know, rather than seeing you on the ground, you know. What different way bela kudo di la jumal momi alon ko yaje la be ground to ay la kudo di and momi alon ka text message le kiye, you know, ka for ka baraka, you know. So these are the difference. And when you do charity, you know, is mol nila do ko tatafa tata nyama ite fo ke sille mol le ke contact, you know, ya fo ko lafta tala jande yemuna foje especially anka fo ko there's another charity for me ko gains of hope, you know. Well already mole ni present one of the Akira team. We have series of meeting last month, you know, nila mol meeting ta ben nila mol meeting ta I went to their places, young interview, Gambia Benyadi, security Benyadi, is it safe for us to go? So you have to give them those, head of Sky Tangila Gambia, Satelo Miyalongo, it's a welcoming place. It's safe, even safer than your country. Like Africa Mitanyami, Wofana Fuisela Banko Wafi. Fuisela Banko Wafi. And Alala Masabayato, Ninko ko Gambia Betenne, Nitata jail for it will have somebody to another level. Because Ninkedo be Diamo Kanga, Ako Gambia, charity tata you go to another level. Banko nyim parakole bijeba. Even example of na kunyuko UNICEF Biribela Malo Mun Lontra. They launch it in the Gambia, and most charity, if they wanted to abandon Gambia, most those charities they fail. Because near GB charity Jamal be like Action Aid World, they started in the Gambia, but when they moved to other places, so because Gambia is a place whereby you can easily have results. You can easily have results. Like other countries, it's very difficult to work there. Because Tola Akira team, when we started 2018 in the Gambia, then 2019 they went to Liberia. Then from Liberia they came to Gambia, but Liberia was a disaster. Was a disaster. During 2019 they never gone to Liberia. So they go to different countries because 2018 Akira team started, but today it's all over the world. All over the world, and it was not magic. It's hard work on the ground. People see that definitely this charity, Yokodo Molla, yeah, somebody Dinkiraldo. It's all about trust between you and your donors. It's not something me along magic lum,
Yeah, brother Jace, but Kadiyala for you are an ambassador to the Gambia, because even though you do the marketing, you do interviews, new model is a new twist in another way, or might be by today. Your trust means for all these charities can are searching for you, looking out for you, deliver. So that means you can deliver like because trust come out. Like any more in 2015 more in be more is coming and Gambia is benefiting, and not only Gambia leaders all, but we filter this to the very, 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 very lowest of the low. Many along we need akafuta wallela. So Gambia no being proud because we have such ambassadors me along ko Gambia kan jam pandekang for more trust to Gambia for ka mira for ni te kamin for ni tol tata je ka for no ite fango yo on the state le there is more to Gambia than ite fango ya sell out to them nyami. It makes all very, very, very proud. And you've been delivering and keep it up. Where last finally because 1 hour hela si the wolomu where can be Gambians la role Gambian only along with the diaspora, because Gambian all ka katatonya in kakodo ta ka domanding ki but kodo mi along ko abukatara mostly institutional abuka impact soto. Yes, individually se mon la domorol ko wala nin ku keta nyoma ko i fenketo but do be institutional building wol mu kulle mi along coming ala nyim faro min fo ila canal sol ni la nyim balang o le ani ka ku salt water min be ko gise encourage kan ni wol na hani man fendi wala wol se fa balundi no wol tole so wol mu anen ni tata provinces koy soktale banko kolea min be banko ka wala modo la foire be nyami ba sa tata almost Gambia dula mu me bele to. So mine mo ila reaction tibiri futata dulado ba do bije ni be sere kunna e ka mo ite ka mira no ko be ko la ko sere kunda wala ko be ko la ko bada ma fa wala wo dulal. So yes, Gambia no role and in how shock you are ka situation no tara Gambia ka be nyaming because ila experience le mine dila and in finally se min fono Gambia no le generally and in more mi alo ka be nyilla moila onkul jesi bisim la dance program ko fa wala wo.
Yeah, ibi Gambia mbakuma sera kunda fongol to mota dami. Ni tata ofane yo dolbe sera kunda je anini madrasa. Ibuka miracle ibe sera kundali. Ya suman dawda durong ima soto. The amount of poverty and the living condition mimiyalonka abije ibi is just unbelievable. Ibuka imagine ko 21st century more better condition. I'm talking about within this.
And that is Serekunda, Ning, Kombos, and Mary Mafon.
Yeah, within those areas.
Okay.
You know, there is one orphanage in Tata J. Abe talenting Ibo Mafon. Well, right now, ni Tata all dindungul kila jiolokono. Niela matres o jemba kile video, ni jeje ibi. Dindungul balo benin chuputolo. You know, they can have pneumonia because yalo faroto jio ke bonin banko konola. Ima concrete. You know, so ila matres so nying akitara dumale dindungul ke lao jiolokono. So ni momo yo fondi oya janjan social media ba follow ko is a makeup. Ibe to tinyala. Because that's not our intention, because we have that for our own archive. So if we like sending it to our donors, look, there is a place there, and you help, because bilim the Gambia na team or Akira team, ikonyoko okay assess jelle be jedo kula. You understand? You know, so you yela breakdown ye, because silingo nying is up to like near Kamada, near big Kamas, high Madal, a total of about 250,000 Puruke JK to a standard living condition. You know, so kingdom wole kunu yan text we are busy at the moment, but we will work out something on what we can do for that places, and we identify certain orphanages rather than giving them price once in a while. So we spoke with them. Itolla balunya ike mano jelle use tilokono and then tule ike min use. So we wanted to add that. Then karokono we can help 3 or 4 orphanages miyalonko ubila balunya sone and rather than waiting kafoko yala dinayo. And mampare follows that. Secondly, I'm looking in charity for a grains of hope. We have a slot for Gambia, which is on the 16th of February. They will be there for 1 week. They already start fundraising for the past 2 months. Their target is to raise £200,000. You know, and right now they are nearly 50 or 60% of their target. So Ibajala Kokunung, they sent me a text message. They wanted to help the hospital with medical equipments, things that they really need, like gloves, you know. So I'm waiting for the hospital to text me back their needs, so I can text these people, because at least by now they should start to find out how to source those materials, you know. So March. So these are individual. So right now, Gambia ila orphanage system is really bad. So what we decided to do is, we wanted to build our own orphanage in Madina City. So this orphanage have more kemeletana. So right now, ma decide as Samuel Bekela Sanji Jeleti. But right now, a project of Kumasi 2 weeks ago, which is almost $4.5 million, is about £53,000. So these funds are really there now. We already raised that fund. So right now, in a force phase on force phase on parita 3 days ago. So we're supposed to do the next payment by now, because Yalong Kekodoki Gambia style we have that funds are right now with me about 10 kg. But to transfer those funds in the Gambia, wale doko nasin di demanding. Because the parita 2 days ago, new Kodo Futanan, and then second phase of the start like. But maybe Alhamdulillah, maybe from here to Monday or Tuesday, we will have option to take that money there in the Gambia. So ibajala ko ning imam fama be kachakam, imam gunju, you know, ke ideal di molla, you know, how to run those places. So I advise Minako, the principal should have at least a bachelor's degree, both English and Arab. So we need at least 4 teachers, many alongo HTC. So we are working on those ground. Me alongo, he will facilitate those things, and we will be doing the vetting through him. Because dindongol be dawo da ite mo motala dro ye sambaje. You know, fase ke moti mi alongo mo senangolong, mo mi alongo, he has love for kids. you know, because if you are, I mean, a Western organization, you project or Tayaki Gambia, you got to be very careful because if not, they can attack you here, you know. So it has to be a strict thing, you know, because organization Jama, they don't want to do responsibility. They can help you and just give it to you. You run your own thing. Anything happen there, they don't want to take responsibility, you know.
Yeah, brother James, you highly demanding job lati ka is a very rewarding one, but I'll sacrifice what at abakele. Jam mol bebe do ko la leni la dimbaya lomo, but anytime you be la si full cancel la what any what you bitala Gambia ni 10 ni ta dobje 3 days dobje 1 week, can you distribute, can you coordinate? This is highly demanding. You can juggle no dile to do all these things, you know. And then personally, ngalong phenomenon meta min nila person ne fanamu, you know, barake affect dile. And then of course, you know, bao nila family so to nila wives so to they have to support you for this. Because ne one day anytime itata wale biki wale nila yela job da ma sacrifice or yela family time le fanan sacrifice, you know, but for the larger benefit of the country. But tell us finally how Ning impact on you, how difficult it is for you, and all those things, you know, about model parents have Jaisouma Wolbe Nina, Wolka Kodibal, Soto Nindito, and all those things. Many along Kwema understand, you know, but how do you cope with this and all those things, and Molsa Lonko Fentifeo Ventebulogono, you know, you are just managing like any of us, but in baby started killing it, and we know, you know, so other than Ilakato mean for community, but hanin tarno amanke Gambia charity, the hanin kafol min bijang dolmin bijang alon ne kabata minke kafukuo la ka mol organize pour mol ye fenko lomad anytime you are in the forefront of us. Finally tell us ngani min ka then se program kumfa wala wo.
Ebrima womukula tumia ka kumata bakele. Kadu ko Gambia no ngamera mo kilim fulate fo sabaden fo. Minu kana ka fo ko he sa kari ila ko le betarin inin charity le bedo ko ko fonna ko dolomba, you know, because it's always difficult because I'm near charity kuma se Gambia most of the time project damal bije ibi ninga fo ko fon la ko do ke bulaje ibuka lala, you know, me and kabuka ko di chahan legi is go up to like 100,000 or 150,000 because ni tata do ko di mosongol la it will la feasibility study ko nyin ko di nanga mo le be nyin lola yeta fo tema ko do bantale so ite be kala nyaade because ite ni mol min diamoda, you know, so walka fo nyaade sanawle la, you know, you cannot go back to them ya fo ko do nyin mankitala whilst you came to them you said look nyin ne be nyin lola, so eventually intel fo be na ko do tala nga bulaji amanke sinya kilinti amanke fulati amanke sabati minna ko do tala mbabula la ko mi yalon ko, you know, masongal la makanya but alhamdulillah nga masingo min soto sai, you know, you quantify everything you know, abia ka fo ko tenno so ibaja la ko fana buka easy ni la family to because especially in the Gambia ke kolyana muso bulle pour que dindu wal samba school so ibaja la ko atebuka drive so aka taxi leta so ibaja la ko ninte tata atebuka tano do ko because ibaja la ko especially this last time dingo tata university at the London side so domandi man bijan side so ibaja la ko na muso ke taxi leta so for 10 days on tebe Gambia atebuka tata do ko, you know, so ibaja la it's not easy, it's just sacrifice because Tribonian was so prompt because these people for the past 6 months Nyantatala Gambia do ya cancel. So Birinin Lebanon war starter. So they have 3-4 days slot. So young commandant of Konyo Konko, we are going to Gambia. So Ninto Koy Kontitala. You know what I mean? So Ibajala Koy Fanana Tatidano. So it's like I'm depriving my country from having something me along. Abitol Nafala. So I sacrifice Bale BJ. So Ibajala cannot do from a Birimbo Gambia on the 3rd. You know, because it's agency, so I cancel all my saved. So imagine I was here since on the 3rd, on the 18th. You know, I didn't go to work, but alhamdulillah, you know, I'm surviving. You know.
Brother Jess, definitely kudos to you. Mol mi ya long ko hani bijang email long imalo kata through minna. Be I hope you understand and Gambia no be nintarano eka Malta eka reward as a government, people like you need to be celebrated, because, yes, call be ring in the country, but some such selflessness me ya lonko ngay jay molie wol mo fenneti mi ya lonko as Gambia kango jampanda lonko Gambia nol ba kata kanne andung iba try kanne se mi o min keno at a very very huge sacrifice, pour la banko je mol mi ya lonko be bataren comme ñu offene jol fango bebe Gambia and fango mawo be lo namanke bila kachati bari alhamdulillah kabo kamol mako pour que empower ka domorol di mol ka di mol masjidol lo ka alquran karangol ni schoolol ni fendol mako wol mo kulete mi ya lonko ala be reward la we are very 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 proud of you. Ila jati kende as a sabati lisku kunita anytime he moved ila family. I hope me alonko mimu ila better half ti afana ka sacrifice minta itebe doko minna defana ka wo doko ke bawo without her cooperation behind you definitely te nyinkela no model te sonna nyimpa wala. So kudos to her also and then the whole family. Bawo ila container business of ila amanta no ko follow abe nyaming because of nying sacrifice minta. So will be a personal cost related to you alama alaya soni andi. Once again be mobe tentulam be mobe jaila programo kumaya ta komi gunjur online tolka kenyin nyama drum community platform molon janti mo se na femfe na miya no ka sete inspire as a banko inspire my witi mo kili mo fula be nyinje inspire o min ya lon ko be fenkan sate banko salon ko mantara nyini kam mantara kan in vain model fadam be nyinale mi ya lon ka se kango japande. So definitely brother Jace content about Gabriela footballing career. Ye Gambia represent us. Gambia la one of the best goalkeepers. He sacrificed Imam Fem Fen Sotonoje and war legacy wole continue the Kanaka contain a business okay Gambian no flexibility in choice still a follow the pro se femo je because some man oversight Gambian no honey the domoroli se base and people like you started those. Obondita je sa in charity kabrin 2015 iba kang saying kono be fanu kang. Gambia has been a trusted country because of you. Bao nintaronuite disappointment and probably in charity be sotola. So alama alaya peso de once again. Ben boss na si omba konton na mi mutamasingoto ben na moira konton na dauda nimbe mfana ifeo fenso to after nyin charity la puruke support really is a gunjur online ta you contact them then send him product just connect then is always a mio minkeno wati ka volunteer sanang senkele bawo minni ka volunteer wol ka ke molde de binka Gambia no and wol feo fem ka tarebul Gambian or fan left of volunteer in they can contact prodigies, as a GBS a minkeno at least a volunteer la yela sate in monoma then you can come and continue things nintarono manage no memo beten to lambe mobe jaila watching what in binala prodigies na fela nanjane there's a kujamal kacha and in the community the found a phone or race no nyadi then found empower no within janyadi the open and found kumaya tale then the institutional bit so mbe on collaborateur konton na ani mol mume pe fanan gunjur online na nyaton ko ni al fallomiti ani mol be mbafola alman suto diala ala baraka once and for all ala baraka. Good night to you.